we are going to jump right in here tonight. Western Racing League Truck Series coming at you from North Wilkesboro tonight. A little half-mile action coming your way. My name is Chris Murphy here on DRSN. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We're going to jump on here a little bit early. We skipped the intro video because I started up a little bit late. We're going to get it early too. I got some new toys we're going to play with. It's something I'm always messing around with. So right now, drivers out on the racetrack here for a little practice session. We got about 2 minutes left to go. Let's take a look at the current point standings before we get into qualifying. And David Sluter with a slim 1-point lead over the 95 of Nicholas Trader. And it's Victor Keith in third right now. Landon Slagan back in fourth. Rick Modric, as they call him, back in fifth. Sixth place, Everett Larson. Everett has been with us for a few weeks. If you've been watching on Flow, Everett's actually been running a legend car at the summer shootout at Charlotte. Had a great run tonight. Finished second in the B. Qualified on the pole for it. And great run there for Everett. But he's sixth right now in the points. Hopefully we'll see him back on the racetrack here for the Western Racing League sometime soon. Brandon Cal right there behind him in seventh. Bryce Dickman eighth. Joshua Raymond ninth. J.D. Biddle rounding out the top 10. Then it's Michael Champlin, Jacob Thornton, Josh Gagnon. And did I see Josh here tonight? I did not. Oh, yes, he here. Just showed up. Tyler Brewer, Corbett Raker. We're going to round out our top 15. And we're going to go back to top 20 tonight because I feel like it is Brady Zeller, Paul Boomershine, Sean Peachin, Ian Meneses, Dennis Sparks. That is your top 20 right now coming into North Wilkesboro. We got about 30 seconds left to go and we get into qualifying. Let's go ahead and pull up our race calendar as well. We are round 15 of the 25-round season. North Wilkesboro tonight. Lucas Oil IRP coming at your way next Tuesday night. And then I think we got a week off and then to Richmond on August 11th. And then New Hampshire on the 18th. And then we're going to round out. That's going to be the end of the regular season. The chase will start at Bristol on the 15th of September. So we got a couple weeks off between the end of the regular season and the chase. So that is your upcoming schedule here for the Western Racing League, brought to you by Viking Construction Group. Really happy to have Scotty and them here with us on board, sponsoring the broadcast. All right, qualifying getting underway. One lap qualifying for the drivers. We got about 5 minutes to get a lap, and we got 31 drivers here in the lobby tonight. Good field of cars for some short tracks action as Nick Trader is going to make his way off pit road. Looks like we've got Rem Wyatt also on the racetrack. Corbett Raker with us. Corbett also sharing his webcam with us if it'll pop up. There we go. Guess I need to move my alerts off of that, or move my cameras up, one of the two. So first car out on the racetrack, we see Corbett Raker right here. In the 47. Let's see who's going to be the first car to make her cross the stripe, set the target for everybody else. Raker loses it off at turn 4. Is going to come out. Unfortunately, that's going to start his first lap. Nick Trader right now on the pole at a 19.387. Joshua Wise right there behind him. This Brandon Cal, Jacob Thornton, Rem Wyatt. That's your top 5 right now. Michael Champlin comes across the stripe in 6 at a 28.18. Now, the drivers only have one lap of qualifying, so you get one shot. So, unfortunate there for Raker as he spun off a 4. That was going to be his one solo shot. He is now going to have to start back in the tail of the field. All right, Sean Peachin's going to move himself up to second. Let's see if we can find somebody on the racetrack here. Paul Boomershine finishing up his lap. Michael Sparks in the 42. With one lap, they're off the track pretty quick. Sean Daly, newcomer in the 23. And as we see that, Victor Keith moves up to 4th at a 19.677. So Victor Keith with a good lap. He's going to get his lap in there. Let's see if we got anybody on the racetrack. Here comes David Sluter. Landon Slagan up to second at a 19.493. Just a little over a tenth behind him. Sluter right there in the 95 in the McDonald's throwback, the number 95, the Bill Elliott throwback there. He's going to come home in third, your points leader, at a 19.538. Let's see if we have anybody else. He's Dean Wedeking. Dean also sharing his webcam for us. A little bonus to the driver that finishes up towards the front. Out of the webcam drivers, we have 7 of them. Whatever driver finishes closest to the let's see. Whoever finishes closer to the front out of those 7 drivers is going to win $10, and I don't know why that was so hard to say. All right, Dean Wedeking. Where did Dean come at? Dean not cross the stripe yet. He's going to come across the line off of turn number 4 to see what Dean can put up for a time. Trader still on the pole. And Dean does not get a clean lap. He must have made a little contact with the outside wall. Biddle, JD Biddle up to 7th. Ian Meneses comes across the line in 11th. And that may wrap up our qualifying here. Mason only there with an off incident, but nothing new here in qualifying. So JD Biddle still limping around the racetrack here in the 96. The big ass fans number 96 of JD Biddle. We haven't seen JD win a race in a while. We caught him winning a race at Bristol in the Cup Series for the Western Racing League a while back. Minute and a half left to go. It looks like we've got the few drivers not going to get laps in. I see Wedeking, Steinbach, Raymond, Brewer, Forsyth. Is it Forsyth? Yeah, Forsyth. Corbett Raker, we saw a spin coming off of 4, so Corbett kicking back here, getting ready. He's got some spare tires right there in the background. Is that a sticker? It looks like it's got a sticker on it. Is that a sticker tire there, Corbett? Mitchell Williams in the 54 not getting a lap in, and Mason only also not getting his lap in. But he is sharing the webcam with us, so thanks a lot. Appreciate it. See Landon up in the chat talking about can they make it on fuel? So we're going to be able to go make this entire race on no pit stop. We're going to see. I think we'll have enough cautions that somebody will come in and take advantage and get some tires on. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure who that says I sped in the pits. It's Mr. Creamsicle. I'm not, if that's somebody that's in the race. Can't associate your YouTube handle with your iRacing handle. So if chime up in the chat, let me know who you are. So it looks like Mason. Let's see. Mason may have had an issue here. Yeah, we'll just leave that off for right now. All right. So Nick Trader looks to have the pole. We got about 20 seconds left to go here in qualifying. Round number 15 here at North Wilkesboro for the Viking Construction Group.
I did. I thought.
What was that? Viking Construction Group Western Racing League.
Yeah, I just refreshed mine to get this to make sure.
I'm hearing voices coming from somewhere. All right.
I don't want to hear them.
All right, we'll turn that down. All right. A couple minutes to get everybody gridded up here, and then we will get started here tonight for 150 laps of racing action. You can see everybody making their way out onto the starting line right now. We will bring you your starting lineup here in just a moment. Yeah, Landon up there in the YouTube chat saying, I think we can make it on field. We're going to pit for tire. Yeah, I would fully expect that. All right, let's get our starting lineup going because we got a short pace lap here. On the pole in the 56, it's Nick Trader. To his outside, Landon Slagan in the 91. Back to row number 2, starting 3rd. It's the point leader, the 95 of David Sluter. And Sean Peachin to his outside, starting 4th. Starting 5th, the 86 of Noah Delano and Victor Keith. Back to row number 4 on the inside, it's JD Biddle in the 96 and Nico Cipollini with a good starting spot this week, starting 8th in the 77. Back to row number 5, starting 9th, is Bryce Dickman in the 30 and Randy Corrier starting in 10th. Back to row number 6, starting 11th, it's Ian Meneses and Josh Wise. And I know I say your name wrong, Ian, so we'll get it corrected one of these days. Back to row number 7, starting 13th, it's the 85 of Brandon Cal and Paul Boomershine. Back to row number 8, starting 15th, is Jacob Thornton and Rick Modrick. The 9th starting row starting on the inside in 17th, it's the title sponsor from Viking Construction Group. It's the 13th, it's Scotty Larson, and starting 18th, it's Rem Wyatt. Back to row number 10, starting 19th, it's Josh Gagnon in the 79, and Josh got a penalty tonight, so he's starting back in the back of the field. Michael Sparks in the 42 will start in 20th. In row number 11, starting 21st, it's Shane Daly in the 23, and Daniel Sparks will start 22nd. We're back to row number 12, starting 23rd, it's the 52 of Michael Champlin, and Bryce Forsyth, the newcomer, starting 24th. In the 25th starting spot, it's the 7 of Joshua Raymond. And our league host in the number 40, starting 26, is Tyler Brewer. In the 14th row, it's the 54, starting 27th of Mitchell Williams. And to his outside, the 22 of Quentin Steinbach. I like the Bobby Allison throwback there, Quentin. Back to run number 15, starting 29th is Dean Wedeking and Corbett Raker. And dead last on the field in the 35, starting 31st, it is Mason Olney. All right, let's see. We little chat here from race control as we get ready to get going.
All right, guys, let's do our best to keep it clean. I know you're going to be loose, but we got to do our best. And I just want to mention, exit of pit road is very tight. Don't accidentally push someone off and give them a flag. So just keep that in mind.
A little wisdom there from our points leader, David Sluter, and also race control. We're going to go green flag this time around. Pace car makes its way into the pit road there in turn 3. We're going to come off of turn number 4. Green flag will fly this time around. Nick Trader, Landon Slagan, David Sluter, Sean Peach, and that is your top 4. And you can see Trader down the bottom gets loose. That's going to let Slagan get around him on the outside. Slagan will drop down up onto the outside. He's going to take the lead. Trader into the wall. Your pole sitter not having a good start. Trader now going to fall back to third as Sluter trying to get by him on the inside down the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes the 95 behind him. The 86 is Noah Delano. And around goes J.D. Biddle. J.D. Biddle gets loose off of turn number 4, but he saves it. And surprising, nobody collected the 96, but close to our first incident of the night. J.D. Biddle's going to keep it going straight. Slagan still out in front. We see Forsythe's going to make his way down to the pit road. Slagan, Trader, Sluter, that is your top 3. It's a little ways back to Sean Peach and Victor Keith. We're playing around a little bit of our sound settings. You guys out there live on the YouTube, let me know how this thing sounds. Right, caution out, first caution of the night. And it looks like it might have involved the Michael Sparks and Ian Meneses, as we see Sparks a little damage around, it looks like on the left front. And looks like Michael may be pondering his latest maneuver there. Pace car's going to come out. We are going to take a look here at what caused our first caution here of the evening. All right, let's go back and take a quick look, see what happened here with Michael and Ian. As we look at the 42 up on the outside of the racetrack. And let's just see if we can get a good angle. Yeah, looks like it went back a long way here. So Spark, he's just going to drive into the outside. It looks like it's already happened up in front of him. And Menace is already around. So let's go back here and take a quick look and see what happened to Ian. You can see Ian on the bottom of the racetrack. Is he going to get a little help from the 41? Looks like he got a little bit loose there. And then the 41 gets into the back. Let's just rewind that a little bit. I hate rewinding, but sometimes it's just the easiest place to find where you want to be on the replay. So let's just jump on board here with Jacob Thornton. And yeah, he's going to catch a little piece of the left rear quarter of Ian Meneses. Is going to turn Ian around. So our first caution play of the night, contact with Jacob Thornton and Ian Meneses, and unfortunately Michael Sparks going to catch a piece of that. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it. Hey, man, sorry you're not here with us tonight. I saw your post on the Discord. All right, let's see. Let's take a look up here. All right, we got, looks like Ian here apologizing.
Hey guys, sorry for causing a track blocker there. I'm not sure if I got zapped or if I got loose. I'm gonna say the latter. Yeah, really sorry for that.
All right, so let's see here. So it looks like here's Tyler talking about. Looks like maybe Thornton might have taken the blame for that. Oh, we're gonna go back to live time. We'll play with that later. All right. Slagan, single file restart here. Slagan, Trader, Sluter, Peach, and that's your top 4. And it's Victor, Keith, Noah Delano. That going back to the top 6. Here comes Slagan off of turn number 4. And the big key here, you're coming so slow on these cautions. Can you keep up, get going here without spinning the tires? And Slagan with a big jump right there. It's going to leave Trader behind by about 10 car lengths. It's David Sluter right there with him. You take a look down onto Nick Trader, your pole sitter is falling back to second. A little further back through the field, we got a battle going on with Dickman and Corey are up on the outside. Here comes the 51 of Josh Wise as well. New paint schemes for everybody tonight, except for just a few here and there. So if we miss somebody's name here, because I'm not used to recognizing the car. Sorry for that one, but right now we got another caution in the air, and it looks like this time it might be involving Shane Daly. So let's take a look at the 23. What's Mason talking about here?
I'm just glad I have a left pedal, man. I was pressing it so hard.
Well, I guess he's talking about staying off with Delay here on that caution. Let's take a look and see what happened here to Shane. So he's down here on the bottom of the racetrack. He just gets loose in the center of the corner, loses it. And you can see him up into the outside walls. He comes down the racetrack right there. So lucky nobody else was coming. He's able to back into the fence. Not a lot of hard contact, and then roll down. Roll down the racetrack out of the way. So that is caution number 2 on the night. All right, let's talk about our main league, our title sponsor for the league, Viking Construction Group. Out of Everett, Washington. If you're looking for construction done somewhere in the Northwest, reach out to Scotty Larson up there at Viking Construction Group. He'll get you taken care of. A couple other sponsors talk. Corbin Matthews, country music singer, been with us since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of this broadcast anyway. Not time. That goes back a long ways. But Corbin's, if you like some good country music, don't forget to check out Corbin. Also, if it's your first time, I see you got a few viewers up there in the YouTube. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Throw some hearts up. You know, whatever. Appreciate you being here. We also got a super chat, and we've got over 500 subs out there, so there's a super chat up there now as well. So appreciate everybody being here and taking your time to be here with us on a Tuesday night. It is, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, but right now Landon Slagan out in front. Let's take a look here. I believe he's led every single lap. He has 13 laps, and Landon's led them all. He took the lead from Nick Trader on the opening lap and has not relinquished it yet. All right, lights are out once again. We're going to go back to green flag racing. Make our way down the back straightaway into turn number 3 one more time. Second caution flag of the night here on lap 13. 150 laps of racing action. 13 down. We come across the stripe, single file restart once again. Slagan, Trader, Sluter, Peach, and Keith. That's now your top 5. Trader does a much better job of hanging onto the back bumper of the 91 on this restart. He is right there. Last time he lost about 8 or 10 car lengths. But we jump here on board with Trader in the 56. The NASCAR, what is that? NASCAR Thunder 2003. He's down to the inside of Slagan as they make their way off the corner. Has to settle back in line. Not able to get enough to run off of turn number 4. He's going to look to the outside. A little bit different line there. Slagan right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Trader and Sluter both running a little bit higher up the racetrack. See how that pays off for him here as we go throughout the night. We look down from the chopper cam. Look back here a little bit through the field, see if we can find some side-by-side action. We got Paul Boomershine on the outside in the 92. Trying to reel in Josh Wise. Josh going to make a little contact with a 6. They're going to go sideways right in front of Paul Boomershine. A good move to the outside. He is going to miss that. Also, so Wise and Corey are going to go around to bring out caution number 3. We just happened to be in the right place at the right time. A nice move from the 92 of Paul Boomershine and Brandon Cal, both able to miss that. The 2 spinning trucks right there in front of him. So let's take a quick look at that here from maybe a little bit different angle. And so Wise just gets runs a big run into the corner right there and just has a hard time holding the bottom of the racetrack. Courier's way up in that 3rd line, about 2.5 lines actually, and Wise just pushes up, catches him in the left rear quarter. They go around, and that is going to bring out caution one more time. Viking Constructor bringing you all the coverage here of the Western Racing League. So nobody has taken the opportunity to drive down to pit road yet. With Ian Meneses and Sparks did earlier, but they had a little damage. And that's where, what's going on there? So Thornton and Gagnon getting into something here under the caution. Let's go take a quick look at that and see here what happened. So we see Thornton back here, Gagnon up in front just a little bit. So watch the 79. as he's rolling into the corner, and here comes Thornton, just gonna give him a little help. I guess he didn't think that Gagnon was going quite quick enough there on the caution, and Thornton just tries to give him a little bit of assistance. So a little bit of incident here under caution. Let's see. Here's Joshua Wise after that last incident. All right, we're still on the caution lights. So here's Josh.
My bad, didn't mean to get into him. It just went into the corner, and yeah.
All right, so it looks like we're gonna go 2 wide on this restart. We've been single file on just about every other restart. It looks like Slagan's gonna take the top of the racetrack. We are gonna go green around this time. The reroll off at turn number 4 here on lap 20. Starting lap 21, we come across the stripe out of 150. Slagan, Trader. Slagan with another good jump this time. The last time Trader was able to hang on to the back bumper. This time he's going to lose a few cars and side by side behind him. It is Slater and Peachin. Peachin's going to get into the outside wall. They roll off at turn number 2. No harm, no foul. That's going to allow Sluter to move back up into third. A little further back, we're side by side. We look at the 71 here of Rick Modric, as he is trying to chase down Paul Boomershine. Boomershine on the bottom of the racetrack. Modric to the top. We're 2 by 2 through the mid-pack, but up front, it's single file with Slagan, Trader, Sluter, Peachin, and Keith. And who is that down on the bottom? That's Delano. And a caution out one more time. It looks like it might be involving Gagnon once again in the 79. So Josh Gagnon here, maybe incident here, bringing out our latest caution. Let's take a quick look here one more time. Let's see if we can see what happened here to the 79. So he's up on the racetrack. Is this the... Oh, this is a green conditioner. So he's already got some damage on the back of the truck, and he's just going to break loose. So that damage that he took under that caution may have contributed here as he just breaks loose getting into the corner. Alright, so we're going to get back to racing here. It looks like some drivers are going to come down pit road as we see Gagnon and Thornton making their way down to pit road. Leaders staying out on the racetrack. Alright, so let's see Bryce Dickman here talking about how he feels so far tonight.
Maybe I'm stupid.
Alright. I think I was supposed to say maybe, not baby, but... Alright, caution number, I believe that's caution number 4. I've kind of lost count here. Lap 25. Somebody, I tell you, we're going to have a drinking game. You guys up there, no, I'm not going to participate because I've got to stay sober and responsible here on the broadcast behind the mic. But maybe we have a drinking game going on out there. And not that I would contribute to anybody's delinquency or habits, but maybe if somebody just has a shot, like every time there's a caution, they can just count the shot glasses for me. It might be helpful. All right, caution will go away. I don't know what I was going to say. Cautions. We're under caution here one more time. We'll go back to green flag. We're racing. There was some talk before the race that drivers are going to be able to make it all the way on the fuel. So even with our few cautions, I think that's just going to contribute to that. Let's just jump on board here with Nick Trader as we get back to going racing here. Green flag one more time. Off at turn number 4, here comes Slagan. We're green flag in the air once again here at Bristol. Trader's going to hang right there, but nowhere to get up alongside him. It looks like we're single file in this restart. So single file is about the top 10. We go back a little further here. We see Daniel Sparks in the 0-4 penalty for Thornton. That may have just been passing under the yellow. We'll see if that gets waved off. So J.D. Biddle down here in the 96. A little problem earlier, but he's worked his way back close to the top 10. He's back in 11th. Watch the 96. He's good on the short track. Side by side, almost 3 wide right there. Daniel Sparks thought about peeking a nose in there 3 wide, but just not He decides to hang back. 2x2 action going. This is for about 13th, about 16th. Let's keep a look up front. We're going to keep an eye on the battle up front. But we'll try to catch some racing action at the same time. Here's the battle for second. Sluter takes a peek underneath of Trader off of turn number 2 down to back straightaway. Looks like he got to run into 3. No, he's going to check up right there. Sluter had a line on the bottom. Nick Trader giving it to him. But he backed off, getting in the corner. Now they're side by side off of 4. Joshua Raymond here in the 7. Let's see. We need to keep track of our leading camera. I should have marked which ones they were on my screen here. But right now it is who is leading our camera group? I think it may be Raymond. Don't see anybody else on the webcam up in front of him. So right now it looks like maybe Raymond looking for the $10 bonus if he can finish in front of all the rest of the drivers. You know what? I want to know, how is Tyler Brewer driving that rig? He's upside down. He's got the rig hanging on the ceiling. The 40 of Tyler Brewer is up on the outside of Courier. And not only that, but he's driving it upside down. So nice job there, Tyler. All right, back up front. It's still Slagan. Trader, Sluter. Let's find some other action going on. See if we can find some side-by-side action here for you as we look at the 71 of Modric. Rick Modric had a good season so far. Mitchell Williams in the 54. I like that green and kind of chrome or white. Yeah, I like that little Irish. Is that like a Mooney, like an Irish theme there on the Mitchell Williams 54? That looks really good. The team OGRL 54. He's down underneath the 96 of Biddle. He is going to get around Biddle, get himself up into 11th. And caution is out once again. It looks like something going on here with Raymond. Looks like Raymond, Courier, and Raker. 2 of our webcam drivers involved in this. You see 47 of Raker back here. Raymond in the 7. Looks like a little damage there on the right rear quarter. So let's see if we can see what happened here as we're under caution once again here at North Wilkesboro. Watch the 7 of Raymond. Let's see if this happens up in front of him. So he's got the 52 of Champlin right there behind him. I'm looking up at the chat. And Raymond, oh, let's back that up a little bit. I'm on a wrong camera angle to see really what happened there. That might be a good one right there. We'll look at this. So it looked like maybe happened up in front. That's Scotty Larson getting loose and come back up the racetrack, collects the 7. And then is also going to collect a couple other cars in this one. So Scotty Larson just losing the back of the truck there off of turn 2 is going to be the cause of our latest caution. All right, so we got, so what you see a lot of times in these, you got the drivers claiming the caution, and if they claim the caution, that puts them to the back. So here's David Sluter asking Scotty about that.
Are you're claiming that one, Scotty?
And then Scotty's quick reply.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you can see on the racetrack, Scotty just lost it right there. Nothing malicious or anything, but just got on the throttle a little too hard off the corner, and unfortunately collected a couple other trucks. We're under caution once again. So Ryan, did you get your? I hope you got your bottle out. Nate, you know what? It doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be Pepsi or whatever too. You know. All right. So we started with 31 drivers, and actually we still have all 31 on the racetrack. As we take a look at Scotty Larson, he's back here in 31st. All right, we're going to go around one more time. We're going to work in a commercial break here somewhere. We're just having too much fun playing with all the new toys and radio replay. You know what? I did not put that graphic up here tonight. I need to put that. Where's that at here? Radio replay right here. So if you do a stream of broadcast SDK and you don't even have to use SDK, but if you're doing any kind of streaming or broadcasting, radio replay is what's allowing us to play the driver chat back during these incidents or during these conversations. So scan the QR code. That will take you to their Discord channel, and you can get yourself in on radio replay. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a nice little addition to the broadcast. Really enjoy having it. And what's even really great for me is it allows me to kind of read through the chat, what's going on, and I can see what's happening during the race. So, all right, green flag's going to fly this time once again. 2x2 this time, no single file. Slagan, Trader, Sluter off of turn number 4, and I'm not sure why it's waving the caution up there for us, but now we're going to go to green flag. So Slagan, Trader, Sluter, and that caution flag up on top is not accurate, so we'll turn it off. So there we go. Down into turn number 3. As we say, we play with new toys, we got to work the bugs out sometimes too. Biddle here side by side with Williams. Williams moved up 16 spots. Started way back in 2017. He's all the way up to 11. We're basically 3 wide right through the corner. As Williams way up on the outside trying to find his way around the 85 at Cal. This would get him into the top 10. So keep an eye on the 54. He's working that outside line. He's moving to the front. Our biggest movers of the race, Williams and Steinbach, both up 15 or 16 spots here. Is right behind him. We've got Steinbach on the outside and the Bobby Allison number 22 throwback in the Miller time, trying to find a way around JD Biddle. That's for 11th. Dean Wedeking in the 44 right behind him next to the 92 of Boomershine. We talked to Paul last night. Paul was running a bunch of practice laps he felt really good about today, but right now back in 15th, right where he started at. A great shot looking from the roof cam of the 92. You can see in front of him Steinbach and Wedeking going at it. Let's jump up front. Let's see, check in on our leaders here. Trader is going to find, sticking those underneath Landon Slagan across the line. The 56 looking to be our second leader of the race. Side by side off at turn number 2. Slagan gets a good run. We got caution in the air once again. Caution out one more time. And again, it looks like he might be involved. The 79 of Josh Gagnon. So Josh not having the night he would hope for. Caution out on the speedway once again. All right, take a quick look at this one. It looked like it might have been Mason only involved, Gagnon, Sparks. So let's take a quick peek at this with a Viking Construction Group replay cam. So let's just find the right person to be on here. All right, so let's look a little further back. You see the 79. I think this is going to happen up in front of him. Yeah, right there it is. It looks like Sparks. Where's the 04 here of Sparks on my timing and scoring? There we go. Back that up just a little bit, and you can see it looks like, is that Rem Wyatt on his outside? That was only. So Mason gets a little bit loose on the outside, comes down and collects the 04. Michael Sparks also going to get involved in this. So here comes Gagnon. Gagnon looks like he might have lost brakes on the 79, and he's just going to get into that one. So Boomershine going to make his way down pit road. Right, back to live action. Let's see here. So here's Mason after that incident.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I got loose off the corner, and yeah, I'll take it.
All right, and then we got, I think Ian. We look here at Ian Menace. I think he thinks we're playing in the World Cup.
Hey, do we get hydration breaks in this league?
No hydration breaks there, Ian. You got enough cautions though. You can reach over and grab a drink, I'm sure. All right, caution here again. We're on lap 46 of 150, so we're just about a third of the way through this. And it looks like we got a few drivers going to make their way down pit road. I see Ian Menace down pit road. He pitted just a little bit ago. Sorry, it looks like Sparks and only all going to come off of pit road now. I've got a great app for that, so we'll turn that one on too. All right, we're under caution here once again. We've got lots of action coming your way. Well, we're going to go down green this time. We'll talk about it on the next break if we have another break. But right now, your leader is still Landon Slagan, Trader to the bottom this time. And looks like we get some lap cars getting waiver rounds here as we're going green. That's a little bit of an odd time. It looks like we're going to do a manual caution here with the pace car still on pit road. So we had some drivers getting waiver rounds right there. It looked like we're going to stay caution one more time. All right, let's see. I do not see the pace car coming out, so I think we're going to go green this time around. Oh, there comes the pace car one more time. The caution again as the graphic shows on the screen. And then the pace car pulls right back in again. We'll go back to green flag racing. Looks like I need to move my alert there a little bit. All right, Slagan and Trader off of 4. Slagan with another good start. He is going to put some distance there on the 95. Just a couple car lengths peaching out of the outside of Sluter. They're side by side for third. Here comes the 95 back on the bottom. Look at Victor Keith in the 48. Victor's been strong on a lot of short tracks, and he is going to try to get up alongside the 9. We got a crash going on behind. It looks like Modric and look like maybe Biddle. Oh no, Delano. And we're going to pile him up into turn number 3. It looked like the 23 involved in it. Peaching going to be sideways off of 4 in a second incident. So we've got 2 incidents here. Pile up in turn number 3, the big one, as you normally don't see at a short track, but we unfortunately here with the walls on both sides of the racetrack, there's really nowhere to go once we get a couple of cars sideways. So let's take a look here. I saw it looked like it started with Delano, and I'm not quite sure who it was behind him. So let's take a look at, where is Noah Delano here? Watch the 86. I think it was the 86 and the 71 getting together. So Modric with a good run. Looks like he's going to come up on the outside. And I don't think Delano saw him. It just started to come up the racetrack. So Modric went for a hole there on the outside of the racetrack. And just moved up in front of the 71 as they're coming down the racetrack. Now Delano, what you really want to do is hold the brakes up on the top. But here comes piling in. Here comes, looks like Brewer's involved in this. Wise is in at the 23. Daly also getting wrapped up in this one. And then we had another incident just a little further up with Sean Peach. And so let's see what happened here with Sean, because it was a little bit, it was like it was a second incident here, happened at the exact same time. So let's watch the 9 truck and see what happens. So you see the incident happening in the back, but keep an eye here on the 9. Victor Keith to his inside, and it looks like Victor's just going to catch a piece of the left rear. He stuck a nose in there. He saw a hole. He thought Peachum was going to stay up the racetrack. He went to the bottom. Bryce Dickman doing a good job avoiding this one, but it looked like Keith just thought Peachum was going to stay up there, and then at the same time, Peachum started to move down the racetrack, so some contact there between the 48 and the 9. So a couple different incidents happening here on lap, where we at lap 51. Out of the 150 we're going to run here, so Peachum going to find his way. I need a graphic that tells me how long green flag runs we've had so far. But it gives us a chance to talk about what's coming up here on DRSN. So tomorrow night, we've got the Smoking Thunder ARCA series going to be covered by Sagar here at 8:45 Eastern. We got a lot of chat going on. I'll have to check some of that out here in a second. And then Thursday night, we've got the Victory Lane Outlaws, and we're going to go back to green flags, so we'll have to do that again in a minute. So next break, we'll get a chance to talk about what's coming up. There's just a lot going on here, folks. Solo man show. Landon Slagan here. Single file restart's going to come back. He's led just about every single lap. Trader might have stuck one or snuck one in there somewhere. But right now, it is Slagan, Trader, Sluter, Keith. And look down the bottom of the racetrack. Look at the 54. He dropped down to the bottom. He's going to try to find his way around Dickman. The lap truck of Michael Sparks coming out of the pits right there. Down on the bottom trying to stay out of the way. But side by side here is Williams and Dickman. That's for 5th. Mitchell Williams has got a great truck here. He has got a fast hot rod, and he is moving his way up to the front. Here's your battle for 5th between Dickman and that's going to switch over as soon as Mitchell Williams gets around him. But coming off the corner, here comes Dickman's going to stick his nose back out in front one more time. So great action going on there for the top 5. Watch the 30 and the 54. Mitchell Williams has came all the way from 27 starting spot up to 5th. And he is now trying to get around Dickman. And he's got the 48 of Victor Keith setting his sights right above it. So you can see most of the drivers using the outside of the racetrack. But Mitchell's able to hang on to the bottom. All right, back to this battle for 5th. Mitchell's going to clear Dickman. That's going to allow him to move up the racetrack. So that's not an easy pass to make on the bottom. If that outside driver is keeping you pinched, you can't. We've talked about this just about every time we run a short track race. It is really tough to make some momentum off the corners because you got to pinch the car down to the bottom. But Williams really making that bottom of the racetrack work. He is coming forward. He's now looking to get by Keith for 4th. And we got some 3-4 wide action going on back here. Daniel Sparks, who's involved in this. I see Josh Wise up there, the 60 of Rem Wyatt, also in here. Jacob Thornton not having a great night. Right in front of him is Raymond. So Joshua Raymond right there as well. So this is a battle way back here for about 24th and 25th towards the back. So we'll take a quick look up front here. Watch the charge from Mitchell Williams. Can he find a way around the 48 of Victor Keith as he makes his way out for turn number 4 to come across the stripe to start lap number 60? And Victor just doing a really good job. Let's watch him roll the throttle into the corners. You'll see the RPMs of the truck. Let's see where he starts. He's lifting about half straightaway. Just about halfway down the straightaway, he's rolling out of the throttle. and just easing the car down into the corner. So Mitchell Williams coming to the front. He's now, it looks like he is challenging the 48 of Victor Keith for fourth. Is he going to, I mean, is he going to use up his tires is my question, but man, he has just came 22 spots up through the field here in 60 laps with a lot of cautions. So it's helped him stay close, but he has had to make his passes under green flag conditions, and here he comes. He's avoided the incidents, and he is now in front. He's got the nose of the 54 out in front of Victor Keith. This is for fourth. Leaders coming up on some lap traffic as we take a look here from the nose of the 91, or the hood anyway. And we got caution once again. Caution on the speedway. Looks like it might be involved the 86 of Delano. We see him spun around here on the back straightaway. So Delano involved in the last caution. He is also going to get involved in this one here. We have missed so much race chat here. I don't think I can even catch up with it. So we're trying to find the most prevalent, I guess is the right word. The most. But we're gonna take this. We're gonna take this chance. We got some drivers making their way down pit road. We see Gagnon, Delano, Wyatt, and Daly all going to come down pit road. Our leader is going to stay out on the racetrack. So I've tried to sneak this in a couple of times. So we're going to do it now. So tomorrow night, Smoking Thunder ARCA Series at 7:45 Eastern time, and then Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern, we have the Victory Lane Outlaws Late Model Cars Series coming your way. Liam Irby bringing you coverage on that. That is at Kearns Speedway Thursday night, and that's 10 o'clock Eastern. I'll be back Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern with the Half Decent Racing League. Where are we at this week? I don't even remember where we're at this. I should look this up. But Half Decent Racing League Xfinity Series, lots of good action here on Friday night. Saturday night, we're going to be here with the JWR E-Racing Super Speedway Money Series. We've had a ton of fun covering those races. Not a big turnout last week, but they still put on a fantastic show. But coming your way next week, do not miss out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications. You don't want to miss what's coming next week. It's the Dirty Old Bastards hosting the Kings Royal 410 Sprint Car Chamel Dora. Starts Monday night, runs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern every single night. 60 drivers signed up for that one. Some of the biggest names in all of dirt racing and iRacing will be here with us for the Kings Royal at Eldora, brought to you by Steinman Gallo Racing. That is going to be a fun 4 nights of racing. If you like some dirt track action, do not miss out. But right now, we're back to the coverage here of the Western Racing League, brought to you by Viking Construction Group. And it's still Landon Slagan out in front. You can see the lap truck of Ian Menace is down on the bottom. So we've got a bunch of drivers that have taken advantage, moved down pit road. The 6 truck of Couriers come down pit road. Boomershine also here on the last lap. On lap 64, the 92. Paul Boomershine, I think, before this is over, I think we're going to see Paul up into the top 10. But let's see if we can find, who is our lead camera guy on here tonight. It looks like it's the 47, the Corbett Raker. He is in 11th. So the driver on camera that finishes closest to the front gets a $10 bonus, and we're back to green flag race and double file restart this time. Slagan on the outside, Trader on the bottom, and Mitchell Williams started on the outside of David Suter, but he is going to get a good restart. He's up to third. The 54 now in the last podium spot. He's got Slater down on the bottom. Slater's going to get a run into 3. It's going to get it. The 95 is going to get a nose up along the 54 off of turn number 4. We come across a stripe to start lap number 69. Close con. You couldn't put a piece of paper between them right there. Suter started to push up the racetrack, got out of the throttle, stayed off the left rear quarter of the 54. But that's our battle on the racetrack right now, as Suter now falls back behind. So Mitchell Williams looks to have the fastest truck on the racetrack right now. And we got caution once again. And it looks like it looks like Thornton around on the outside in the 41. No, that wasn't Thornton. Who was that? Like Rem Wyatt involved in this one. Tyler Brewer also getting a piece of this one in the 40. Hey, Tyler got his camera flipped over. Not driving from the ceiling anymore. All right, let's take a look here and see what happened on this caution. It looks like Tyler's going to be involved in this. We'll take a peek here at the 40. I'm trying to find the right camera because that's not it. Where's he at here on the racetrack? There we go. Joshua Raymond right behind him, so the 40, a Brewer, and Tyler just loses the back of the truck. We've seen this happen a couple of times. Raymond just really nowhere to go. Is going to get into the right rear quarter. So let's just take a look at that from the roof cam of Raymond here somewhere, if I can find him on my timing and scoring. There we go. So watch from the roof cam here. Tyler makes a good pass right there, but just gets into the corner and just can't hang on to it. And Raymond really nowhere to go. Going to catch a piece of the left rear quarter of the 40 truck, and that is caution one more time. All right. Anybody counting cautions out there? Because unfortunately my timing is gone. I got one right here that might show me here. Let's see what this says. No, that one's not going to do it. Oh, you know what? There we go. 9 cautions for 36 laps. All right. I'm only laughing because I was like, that was so easy to find that button. So you can see we've ran 73 total laps. About half of them have been under caution so far. So 37 laps under caution here at North Wilkesboro. Landon Slagan, I think he's led every single lap. He has. He's led all 73. And pace car pulls down one more time. We're going to go green flag once again here on lap 74. We are approaching the halfway point. Single file restart once again. Green flag. Race is on, as our banner says. Mitchell Williams down at the bottom. Here comes Sluter to his outside. Sluter wants to get back to third. Our points leader sticking a nose on the outside of the 54. He's got a good run into turn number 3. He is going to get up alongside of the 54 Williams, but Williams looks to have a good run off of turn number 4. He's going to move back up into third. Take a look at the 9 of Sean Peachin back here in 16th. He started up towards the front of this. Started way up in 4th. Got involved in an incident. Now he's falling way back. Let's see if we get a little bit further up. It's Victor Keith and JD Biddle. Victor Keith also running up in the podium spots earlier, getting involved in that incident. He's back to 8th now. And look at Bryce Dickman, up 4 spots. Started 9th, he's up to 5th, but by far the biggest mover of the race, it's Mitchell Williams. Started 27th. I don't even think he even qualified. And he has now worked his way all the way up to 3rd. And but he's got some good company up in front of him. Reeling in Nick Trader and Landon Slagan is not going to be an easy task. But Mitchell Williams definitely the fastest truck on the racetrack, but he has got to find his way around the 95. And I wish we could see, I wish I could see like tire temperatures and conditions and all that stuff, because Mitch Williams is charged through this field. Does he have anything left underneath that 54 truck to make a charge on our leaders? And as you can see, he's running a completely different line. And let's look at him. We got caution once again. Caution again, and we got the 6 truck of Randy Courier around at the start-finish line. And it looks like a meatball flag for the 6 truck. He's going to be able to get it rolling. Don't pull out in front of the leader there, Randy. That was pretty close. So Randy with a meatball flag, he is going to have to limp his way back to pit road. Let's see if we can see what happened to Randy. We're using up our replay button tonight. So who's that behind him? That's Quentin Steinbach in the 22, Peachin down on the bottom of the racetrack. And as they come off the corner here, off of turn number 4, and Courier just gets loose. He started drift up to the outside wall, and I think he turned the truck down the hill to keep it off the wall. Got the back of the truck loose. Steinbach just did not see it, and it's going to get into the back of the 6 and turn around. So really nowhere to go there for Steinbach, as Randy was kind of losing it there off the corner on his own. He was losing the back of the truck off on the 6. So that is caution number, is that 10? Somebody in the YouTube chat tell me, you're going to count for me. Where are we at? Let's pull up our recap one more time. Back to live action here. We'll pull up our race recap. Caution number 10 for 39 laps. We are past the halfway point. We are on lap 81 of 150. Your leader is now Mitchell Williams, as it looks like. Let's see here. Looking back, Slagan, Trader, everybody pitted. They're going to find themselves back in 12th and 13th. I don't know if this is really where you want to be in the middle of this pack. The middle of the field has not been where you Most of the incidents have been happening towards the back, but I think if you're in the middle here anywhere, you also have the opportunity to get involved in one of these cautions. Alright, let's just see what Quentin has to say about that incident.
Sorry, man, he just kind of got loose in front of me.
Alright. I was going to take a quick commercial, but the lights are already out on the pace car. These caution periods have been pretty quick. Oh no, they're still on. They're blinking. Alright. Looks like a double file restart of this front. And Mitchell Williams has made his way from 27th all the way to the lead. The 54 truck going to start on the bottom of the racetrack here on this restart. Lights will go out. We'll go green next time around the race. Next time around the track. Brandon Cal in second. Paul Boomershine in the 92. He started back in 14th. He's now up to third. Paul with a good run tonight. He's got himself in a podium spot. Can he hang on to it? He's got the 9 truck of Peachin right there behind him. And Sean's been pretty quick all night. But let's see if Williams can get some fresh air, see if he can put some separation on the rest of the field. We know we can make it on fuel, especially with as many caution laps as we ran. But let's see what happens here. We get back to green flag racing. And Williams is going to bring us to the line. Cal's going to spin the tires off at turn number 4. Green flag in the air once again, and Williams is going to drive way about 3 or 4 cars. It's a big pack back there in the middle. Look at this 3-4 wide back there. Our previous leader, Slagan's involved in this one. He's in the middle of this pack. We see Trader in there as well. Some heavy action going on through the middle of the field right here. Bryce Dickman there on the outside of the racetrack as well. Look at that. That was Sluter, Trader, and SteinBoxX side by side. Wise up on the outside of the racetrack. Some heavy battling going on in the mid-pack. We got some of our front runners that pitted, and they're trying to make their way through the field as we look at the 56 of Trader. And Landon Slagan all the way back up to 8th already. He tries to find a way around the outside of the 55 of Meneses. Sluter down on the bottom of the racetrack. Caution out once again, and it looks like it might be involved in the 30 of Bryce Dickman, and it might involve a whole bunch of others. I see Delano involved in this one. There's Raymond once again. Michael Sparks coming to a stop. The 23 of Daly also coming to a stop. And caution number 11 or 12. We're going for the record tonight. I think the record in any race that I've covered, and I don't think it was North Wilkesboro. I don't remember. I think it was Martinsville. We had 23 cautions one night. So we are on lap 86.64 to go. Let's take a look and see what happened here. I think Bryce Dickman might be right in the middle of this. So let's see if we can see what happened here. All right, right in front of the 3 wide, that's Modric, Wise, and SteinBoxX. And I got a feeling they're going to get together. No, Wise is going to get sideways there, and he's just going down the racetrack, collects Dickman. And then Sparks wants a little piece of it. He's going to get into it. Raymond's going to come to a stop to avoid it. That's the 41 of Thornton also weaving his way through traffic. Raymond going around there too. So let's just take a quick look at that, a little bit different angle here, see if we can see. So watch up in front, watch Wise. He gets maybe a little contact here, maybe a little contact with that truck down the inside of Modric, and he just up the racetrack and just starts to lose it. And then just comes down the racetrack and collects the 30s. He's trying to save it. Contact there with the outside wall for Bryce Dickman. He's going to take a little bit of damage. This is a risk you take. You run, and then Sparks just must have thought that the left rear quarter on the 30 needed to be straightened out a little bit. All right. Once again, I just really want to appreciate everybody for joining us here tonight. We are under caution again for the 11th time. We've ran 45 laps under caution out of the 88 laps we've completed. Leaders of the race, just 2 of them. Slagan's led 79. Williams is now led 11 after he's made his way to the front. Biggest gainers of the race by far. Mitchell Williams at 26 spots. SteinBoxX at 16. Raker, Wedeking, and Brewer are all in double digits. We're going to get ready to go green here once again. Mitchell Williams. Cal, Biddle, that's your top three. Now Boomershine to fourth. Watch the 96 of Biddle. He's really good on these short track. He's now up into the top three as he's underneath Boomershine. Sean Peachin right there behind him in the 9. And here comes the Landon Slagan, David Sluter, and Nick Trader. All on new tires. They are making their way through the field. Up on the outside, watch the 91. He's now up alongside of the 9 of Peachin as they come off of turn number 4 to start lap number 92. As he is now working his way around the outside of the 96 of Biddle. This is potentially going to be the battle for the lead. Slagan, Trader, and Sluter all come in and took tires. Mitchell's definitely had the best truck of the night early on, but he is on old tires now. He is not pitted, so he is on basically about 90 lap old tires. And let's see if he can hold on to once these Slagan, Trader, and Sluter get up to him, because here comes Nick Trader, Landon Slagan now underneath Boomershine. This is for third. So those three trucks have just been nose to tail since the last restart, and making their way up through the field. Landon Slagan in the 91. He was good early. Can he keep those tires underneath them for another 60, 57 laps is what we got left to go in the race. All right, Mitchell Williams about a second out in front here. This is the biggest lead anybody's had in this race so far. He's about 1.2, 1.3 seconds clear of Brandon Cowell. Landon Slagan has now made his way to third. Here comes the 91. He's up underneath the 85. He is coming back to the front of this race. Down on the bottom through 3 and 4 once again. And here comes Landon Slagan. He's now to second. He's only got one more truck in front of him to complete his run back through the field. The 54 of Mitchell Williams. 1.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that gap. As a matter of fact, we'll just pull it up for you here. As we take a look at Slagan, it's 1.4. Let's see if he can close up and how fast he does. His Trader gets around Cal as well. He's now up to third. A little contact in the back. I saw Rick McModrick get into the 9 of Peachin, but he's going to keep it going. All right, let's go back up here. It's now down to 10th, and you can see just how fast Slagan is catching Mitchell Williams. It's now down to a second. Williams also has the lap truck of Josh Wise right in front of him in the 51. He's got to move up the racetrack, up the hill. Wise not able to hold the bottom of the racetrack really. I think Williams really had to check up there with fear that Wise was not going to push up into him. As they make their way down to the corner, Wise going to settle down on the bottom. He's going to let the leader go by on the outside. Here comes Slagan. Wise is going to spin out in front of our leaders. Caution is going to be out again. I'm not sure how Slagan, Trader, and Sluter all missed him right there, but the leader, Mitchell Williams, they just gotten around Josh Wise, and Mitchell Williams is going to come down pit road. He saw what's coming. He saw those drivers coming up behind him on fresh tires. He really had no chance. Didn't have anything to defend with at that point, so he is going to come down pit road. Let's see if the 54 can charge back through the field. But we're going to go back and take a look at this here from the, let's see here. We'll just take a look from the roof cam here of Landon Slagan at this, because this was a pretty close call. As I am on the wrong caution flag. Here we go. So you can see Slagan, he sees, we'll just watch this in live time, live speed here. Wise right there in front of him on the bottom of the racetrack, and he just loses it right there. And just fortunate enough for Slagan, he is able to get around the outside. And you can just see how close it was for everybody else. And actually, Josh did a really good job of just getting the car down on the bottom of the racetrack, getting down out of the way, and then jumping into the pits. All right, we have got caution. All right, caution out again for the 13th or 14th time. Ryan, if you're still out there, Ryan, you're supposed to be keeping count for us. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Give myself a chance. We got 100 laps down. We got 50 to go. We're just going to take a quick break from AI Chief. We'll be back in just a minute.
Now, driver, while the field gets sorted out and someone out there is still trying to find reverse, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in the middle of a race and thought, Man, I really wish someone in my headset would tell me what the hell is going on. Maybe you're running out of fuel. Maybe the leader is about to lap you. Maybe you just wrecked half the field and you're pretending it wasn't your fault. Well, driver, that's where I come in. AI Chief, your personal crew chief, race strategist, motivator, and occasionally the only voice of reason between...
All right, we're going to jump back to live time because we're going green flag racing here on lap 102. Slagan now back to the point. Trader down over... Oh, I saw the pace car pulling. I thought we were going green. But it looks like Barney's still waving the yellow flag out there. We're going to go around one more time. Trying to use our radio replay here, but there is so much chat going on in this race. I can't even really pick the right things to play for you. So we'll jump back on, jump into some more radio listening here when we get a chance. All right, who is our leader out of our camera drivers? Gets Corbett Raker. Corbett now up to 7th. All right, pace car has pulled down. We're going to go green flag this again one more time here. Across the stripe, Slagan gets a good jump. Trader now behind him. Sean Peachin on the outside. David Suter. These were our top 5 drivers earlier. Victor Keith is right there as well. And a little further back, it's Modric and Raker. But keep your eye on the 54 of Mitchell Williams. He came down there, got some tires. He was a good truck earlier. Got out in front and led some laps. But he is now mired back here in traffic, back in 13th. Can he get through traffic? Can he do it cleanly? Watch the 54. But right now up front, it's the 91 of Landon Slagan. Ryan says he lost count. Well, you're a big help. All right, 3 wide back there in the back. I saw Brandon Cal down on the outside, up on the outside. He's not down, he's up on the outside. Mianis is down the bottom of the racetrack. Biddle involved in this one. There's Steinbach in the 22. So we got a battle for our camera bonus. It's Raker and Steinbach, 7th and 8th right now. So they're battling for that $10 bonus. Up front, though, it is still Landon Slagan. He's led the most lap. Trader looks to have made some adjustment on the truck here a little bit because he is now right there on the back of the 91. Going to take a run off of turn number 2 down to the inside. Does he have a run into 3? He's got a nose up underneath the 91. Slagan's going to have to stay up the hill a little bit. That's going to allow Trader to rotate the truck around the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the lead off a corner across the stripe. Slagan was able to lead that lap. But side by side is Trader on the bottom. Slagan went way up to the top, right up against the outside wall. Give Trader a lot of room on the bottom. That is going to let him get some good momentum off of turn number 2 into 3 one more time. Side by side, we got a great battle here going on for the lead. The 91 and the 56. Trader once again trying to get back to the lead of this race. We got caution in the air again here at North Wilkesboro, and looks like it might be involving Bryce Dickman again in the 30. So Bryce had a good run going. He was up in the top 3. But he has now been involved in a couple incidents here. We'll see what happened to him real quick. Let's see. What is Landon saying? I can't. Let me see. What's he saying here? Let's see what Landon had to say here on that restart.
Sorry, just backed it down so you can yell at me for the pace car.
Well, it sounds like Landon's basically just, I'm here so I don't get fined kind of. 3 beers worth of yellow for Ryan Thompson. All right, we'll see what happened here to Bryce. All right, he's on the bottom of the racetrack. He's got the 55 of Menace on his outside. And let's see. Bryce is having a hard time holding the bottom of the racetrack here. Let's see. And just watch the back of the 30 come around. That's exactly what's going to happen. I'm not sure if the 55 kind of took the air off the spoiler. I'm not sure if that happens here on the short tracks in these trucks, but unfortunate for Bryce. Had a good run going. He is involved in his 2nd caution flag. He is going to go to the back of the field here. Let's keep an eye up front, though. Landon Slagan still your leader. And let's look at our camera drivers. We got let me see here. So Raker is the first of our camera drivers. He's up here in 7th. Then we go a little further back. It's Tyler Brewer. Tyler up to 13th. Dean Wedeking in 14th. That's our camera. Another one of our camera drivers. We've got Quentin Steinbach. Joshua Raymond also on the cam back in 22nd. Mason. Looks like Mason. Is Mason gone? Mason looks like he's gone. So we'll have to take his camera off the screen. appreciate you guys sharing the webcams. Really do. Whatever drivers, you missed it earlier, whichever one of the drivers that is live on the webcam finishes closer to the front, they're going to take home a $10 bonus. And if somehow one of them can get up here and win this race, I didn't mean to say it like it was doubtful. I'm just saying if one of our webcam drivers wins the race, that's going to be a $20 bonus. So, but they've got their work cut out for them if they're going to find a way around Slagan, Trader, or Sluter right now. And Peachin also up there in this one. Mitchell Williams. We looked at Mitchell Williams on that last restart. He was back in 13th. He's now up to 7th. Let's see if our chart works here. And you can see Mitchell Williams climb. That's a great graph. Climb through the field. And he's working his way back up to 7th after pit. And I'm going to have to grab a picture of that. That's a pretty cool graphic. All right, Slagan off of turn number 4. Green flag in here once again on lap 114. Side by side for 3rd. That's David Sluter on the bottom, Peachin on the outside, and looking a little further back. Here comes Mitchell Williams. Mitchell now up to 7th, and he is trying to find his way around the inside of the 71 of Modric, a little further back. Paul Boomershine back here in the 11th. Take a look at Brewer, now up to 13th. We'll look up a little bit closer, watch the 54. We're going to keep an eye on him right now. He's down on the bottom of the racetrack, going to find his way around Victor Keith. He charged through the field once earlier. Can he do it once again? Here comes Mitchell Williams. He's now up to 5th. He pitted on lap 99. The leader's pitted on 79, so he's got 20. If you do the math with me in your head, he's got 20 lap fresher tires. Now, we've had quite a few cautions in that period of time, so the drivers up front may not have used up that much of a tire. But here comes Mitchell Williams. He's now back to 4th. We're going to have a battle here for the lead pretty soon. Right now, the 4 fastest trucks on the racetrack, and they've been that way all day long. It's Landon Slagan, Trader, Sluter, and Williams. As Williams dispatches the Peachin for 4th. And he is now rolling to the bottom of the racetrack underneath the 95 of David Sluter. Started in 27th all the way up to 3rd. Our Woodhill, New York driver, and it's pretty late on the East Coast. It's past midnight for Mitchell Williams, so he's staying awake for this one, but he's now up into 3rd. He's up into the podium spot, and he has caught Nick Trader in the 56 for 2nd. Oh, contact on the left rear. Williams spins it around to stay off the 56, and unfortunately, the 48 of Victor Keith is going to make hard contact with the left front. So it looked like Williams just got in the corner a little better than Trader, and to keep from pushing up the racetrack and getting into the left rear quarter of the 95, he turns the truck around and unfortunately took a heavy shot to that left front from Victor Keith in the 48. We'll keep an eye up here on the race chat and see if there's any discussion there, but let's take a look here. We'll take a look here from the chase cam of Mitchell Williams, because you'll see exactly what happened right here. He just he had a good run into 3. And you're going to see it right here. Trader's up on top of the racetrack. Williams takes a nose to the bottom. Trader's coming down into his line. And Williams is just right there. He's going to make a little contact. And instead of turning up into Trader, he turns the truck around. Sluter just barely misses the back of the 54. But as we're sitting on this cam, you're going to see the 48 of Victor Keith come in there and just collect the left front. And it looked like some pretty heavy contact. We'll see if Williams has enough damage here, it's going to affect that left front of the truck. I don't think I have a camera that'll show it here. No, so we're just going to stay right there. But Mitchell Williams had made his way back up. Let's pull up that graph that we saw a little bit ago as well. So you can see he started back here in 27th. 25th says the lowest position, but he started back here in the back of the field. Climbed all the way to the front, pitted on lap 104 or somewhere around there, and made his way back up into the podium spots, and then getting involved in this caution. He's going to fall back down again, and I'm drawing my mouse like over top of that graph, like you can actually see what I'm doing. But I think I'm doing a PowerPoint or something on a Teams call. But all right, so that's a little sigh of relief there for our leaders. Let's see here up front. I don't see any chat amongst anybody in that lead pack during that incident. All right, we'll go green once again. Landon Slagan, Nick Trader, David Sluter. I have said that repeatedly all night long, it feels like. But that is your top 3. Sean Peachin back there in 4th. Rick Modric now up to 5th. Brandon Cal with a good run up in the top 6. But we're going to roll off of turn number 4 across the line. Green flag once again here on lap 123. Green flag, race is on. And Slagan's going to clear Trader by a couple of car lengths. Sluder out of the bottom of Peachin trying to get around the outside. Caution in the air once again, and it looks like it might be Gagnon. The 94, and maybe saying Mason. I thought Mason had parked it, but you can see heavy damage on the front of the 35. The left front gone, the right front pretty much gone. And it looks like maybe Daniel Sparks also involved in this one. All right, caution again here. So let's take a quick look and see if we can see what happens. Or we'll take a look here with Mason as he comes up off the corner. Green flag. It just came out there. And it looks like he's trying to stick a nose to the outside of Gagnon. There's a little bit of a space right there. They're going to make contact down the front straightaway, and as they're trying to get it gathered up, here comes Sparks in the 04. And Daniel's just, I think he's just looking for another incident to get into right there. So Daniel, unfortunately, getting involved in this one. All right, let's take a look here at our race recap. And there's a lot of yellow on this timing, on this timeline here, as we are now under caution again for the 15th time. We're going for the record. I told you 8:23 was a record cautions in any race I've covered. Right now we are on caution number 15, 61 laps under caution so far. Lap leaders, Slagan and Williams, that's it. Just 2 leaders. Landon Slagan started outside the front row, took the lead from Nick Trader right at the onset. He's led 106. Williams got up there and led 20. Biggest gainers of the race. Raker now up 23 spots. Corbett Raker all the way up to 7th. All right, so we're taking a look here. Just looking through the chat here and see what's going on. That's why there's a little bit of a pause in the action. All right. Where are we at on the racetrack? We're coming off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Lights are out once again. Looks like another single file restart. Slagan, Trader, Peach, and Sluder, Grandin, Cal, that's your top 5. Then it's Modric, Raker, and Biddle. Right now, Raker would be the driver cam bonus right there. We're going to go green once again. Lap 128 when we come across the line. Green flag, race is on one more time. Slagan gets a couple car lanes. Nick Trader does a good job of hanging on to the back of the 91, but just can't quite reel him in right there. But here comes Sluder now. Sluder's going to catch Peach in here for 3rd. Your points leader in the 95, looking to find a way around Peach in here, get back on the podium spot. And looks like we got a mechanical meatball there for Daly. So an incident there with the 23 at Daly. Maybe he blew it up right here. You can see the truck limping down to the inside of the racetrack. Heavy smoke coming out of the back of it. Caution in the air once again. And I think that's for the 23 of Sean Daly, as he's going to limp his way down to pit road. All right, let's take a check in on Mitchell Williams here. He's one of our only 2 leaders of the race so far. He's back here in 11th after getting involved in a contact there with the 95 at Trader a few laps ago. Alright, so it looks like, let's take a look here at this one. It looks like it might have been involving Scotty Larson here. Steinbach on the outside. I mean, Steinbach gets into the outside wall and then comes down off the wall, collects the 13 right there is what it looked like from that angle. Let's see if we can catch a little bit different angle of it here. And Champlin going around up in front of us. So Scotty's down on the bottom. He's down in the middle of the racetrack, really, and then just Steinbach just drives into the, I mean, there wasn't a lot of space there, but Quentin just gets into the outside wall, comes down and collects the 33 at the same time, the 52 and the 30. As Champlin was trying to avoid what was going on to his outside, turned down the racetrack, got into Dickman. So he's going to spin around off the nose of the 30. And we are under caution one more time here at North Wilkesboro, the Western Racing League Viking Construction Group Truck Series. Alright, so it looks like a little conversation going on between the leaders and lap traffic, but we really haven't caught a whole lot of lap traffic here lately. And it looks like they just drove by the pace track. I see Scotty Larson getting a wave around in the 13. Collateral Damage Sports Network brings us a lot of these graphics that you see on the screen, a bunch of different overlays. If you, again, if you do a broadcast or are looking for some graphics, check out Collateral Damage Sports Network. Shane Cochran over there, he'll help you out, get you hooked up with some stuff. Lap 134, if we come across the line, Landon Slagan one more time. Looks like Sean Peach has spun the tire a little bit. That's going to let the 95 of Sluter get up around him on the inside. He's going to make the pass off of 2. Sluter back into the top 3. All right, Mitchell Williams back there taking a look underneath the nose, underneath the back of the 44 of Wedeking, but just can't quite make the pass. I think Mitchell took a little more damage in that last incident than maybe it looked like, because he is not charging through the field like he was earlier. He's back in 11th now. So we've got 16 laps left to go. Here at North Wilkesboro, and the pause in my voice is because I was trying to look something up on my screen. So that's your top 3, Slagan, Trader, and Sluter. And it's a little ways back to Sean Peachin. Rick Modric with a good run. He's got himself up into the top 6. Brandon Callen 5th. Corbett Raker with one of his better runs of the season. He's back there in 7th. Paul Boomershine can look to the outside of Raker. This is for 7th and 8th. Raker pushes up the racetrack. Just about makes a little contact right there. Able to get it wound up and get turned down the racetrack to stay off the 92. This is your battle for, 7th and 8th right now. As Boomershine trying to make his way up through the field. Behind him, it's Dean Wedeking and JD Biddle. JD is always good on the short tracks. He's now got himself up into the top 10. He's up to 9th. Let's look up front. Nick Trader. And we got caution again. Caution in there, and it looks like it might be involving Jacob Thornton in the 41. As we see him just getting rolling here on the back straightaway. Caution flies one more time here at North Wilkesboro. I was trying to pull up, this is what I was trying to find. So Slagan, 1 win on the season, looking to pick up win number 2. He's 4th in the point standings, 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s for Landon Slagan. Right behind him, Nick Trader. It says no wins on the season. I thought Nick won just a couple of weeks ago. We're going to look that back up. We're going to pull that up right now on our screen here. I guess he has. Yeah, Nick's won the last 2 races. He won at Lime Rock and he won at San Diego. So I'm not sure. That graphic is a little bit messed up. So Nick Trader had a great battle last week with David Sluter. I was pretty sure of that. So he's got a couple wins on the season. Looking to pick up win number 3. Slagan looking to pick up another victory. Is his last victory. Looks to be at back on the 12th of May at Dover. And that was his 1 victory. Alright, where are we at on the racetrack? We're going to check on Mitchell Williams. I don't think he's going to make a charge to the field here with 9-10 laps left to go. Back here in 12th. So we had a really good truck, but unfortunately he's going to fall out of the top 10. This looks right now to come down between the top 3, between Slagan, Trader, and Sluter. More than likely between Slagan and Trader. I don't see Sluter. He has not got up there and challenged either one of these leaders here. So Josh Gagnon seems to have a problem.
My helmet smells like stomach bile.
So that might not be a way I want to drive a race car if I'm Josh Gagnon, but he's still out there on the racetrack. He is about 29 laps down at this point. But he's back there in 29th, still getting out there and putting some laps and trying to get some points. All right, we're going to go double foul restart here with 9 to go, while the 8 to go. We come across the line. Slagan, Trader, one more time. Who's going to bring home the win here at North Wilkesboro? Green flag is on one more time. As they roll through 1 and 2, Slagan was able to jump out in front. Trader settles back in behind this side-by-side for third with Sluter and Peachin. Side-by-side a little further back. You can see Boomershine and Biddle going at it back there one more time. That's for 7th and 8th. 7 to go. Across the line, it'll be 6. Does anything have anything for Landon Slagan? He's truck to beat right now. We got caution once again, and it looks like it might be involving. I see Michael Champlin involved in this one. Noah Delano, pace cars coming out on the racetrack. The 86 of Delano involved. It looks like maybe Tyler Brewer, unfortunately, in the 40, also involved in this one. So let's take a look here at the replay. Brought to you by Viking Construction Group. I should have been saying that all night long. We've had enough replays. So let's just find a different camera angle here as we're watching the replay of Tyler Brewer. Where's Tyler? You see him. So Champlin, it looks like it's happening up in front. Thornton is going to get sideways. Champlin's going to get into him. And that just, let's just back that up a little bit here. Just for the heck of it. All right. Let's see if we can see what happened here. It looks like it might have been Champlin on the inside of Tyler. It's all happening up in front. Tyler's trying to avoid everybody in front of him right there. He's going to hit the inside wall. Unfortunately, that's going to collect the 52 of Champlin. Wyatt going to hit the outside wall as well. Here comes Delano. Delano just couldn't quite get the brake pedal all the way to the floor. He gets into the back of the 52. All right, race recap. If you're still out there with us, folks, we've got, where are we at? We are on caution number 18. We ran 73 laps under caution of the 146. If my math is correct, that's exactly half. So half the race ran under caution, half under green. We got 4 to go. We do have a few attempts at a green-white checkered if we need it. I'm not sure how we did 18 cautions and I only played 1 commercial. So I was too busy playing with the replays here. So here's a little thing from Michael Champlin as he was explaining what happened in that last incident.
Tyler, I was doing everything possible to stay off you, bud.
I don't think the transcript was right on that one. He didn't say, but right now we're gonna come across the line, green white checker this time. Our first attempt at it. We just need to get to the white. 2 to go as we come across the line. The 91 is Slagan out in front. Nick Trader right there with him. Sluter trying to work in the back of the 95 to try to take second away. Make their way through 3 and 4 across the line. White flag will be in the air. 1 more lap to go for Landon Slagan. Keep an eye on the 91. He's got a good pace. He's got a couple car lanes back to Nick Trader. Nobody really challenging. It's up to him. It's his race to lose at this point. He's just got to make a half a lap. Landon Slagan's going to roll off at turn number 4. He is going to pick up win number 2 on the season. Right behind him, it is Nick Trader, David Sluter, Sean Peach, and Brandon Cal. Rick Modric, J.D. Biddle. Back there in 7th, Paul Boomershine in 9th. Or 8th, sorry. Corbett Raker in 9th. And I think Corbett is going to be our... He is going to be our highest finisher of any of our camera drivers. So Corbett's going to take home the $10 bonus unless I think nobody else finished in front of him. So Paul Boomershine down there in 8th. Everybody making their way down to pit road except for Landon Slagan. He's going to make his way to the front straightaway. He's going to celebrate this one. That is going to wrap up our 150 laps of racing action here at North Wilkesboro. Slagan's going to celebrate doing some donuts out there on the racetrack. And we got them all in. We got 150 laps in here, folks. So let's take a look here. We'll go back and take a look at that last lap one more time here. From Landon Slagan's view. I didn't really jump on the roof cam, but so Slagan by far led the most laps. This is the last lap. This was the most important one. Going to bring home win number 2 of the season. A little further back, it was Trader and Suter going at it. Didn't really see a whole lot of action. We had Biddle and let's take a look at this battle here with Biddle and Boomershine at the line. They were side by side. This is for 7th and 8th. Paul Boomershine was one of his better runs of the season. He's going to drop back to 8th right there, but Biddle's going to come home with 7th. Slagan's going to bring home the win, and let's take a quick look here at a couple of our stats. Once again, our lap leaders, only 2 leaders this entire race, Landon Slagan and Mitchell Williams. And let's take a look here in our Discord chat. Let's see if we got anybody up here celebrating this. So we got Trader giving Slagan a little congratulations.
Good win, Landon.
I said good work 9-1. I'm not sure why I didn't come across very well. All right, we're going to find our Discord chat here to see if we can find anybody in the waiting room. I can find the right Discord. All right, let's see who won this race. Oh yeah, Landon won it. There he is. Landon, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there? Hey, that's going pretty good here, man, but not as good as you. I mean, pick up win number 2 on the season. You looked really good out there all night long. Kind of tell us how things went from your perspective. Yeah, it looked like probably one of the better trucks on the racetrack was the 54 of Mitchell Williams. He was coming back up through the field there. You guys pitted. Now, let me see, yourself, Nick, and David all kind of pitted together. Was that planned or just kind of a coincidence? Well, good run out there tonight, man. I know this was kind of a long race. I think we ended up with about 19 caution flags. We kind of ask this just about most times when we have a race like this. Just how hard is it to stay focused out there when you're leading a race like this and you just get a couple of green flag lap runs here and there? Well, well, congrats on the second win on the season, man. But I don't remember where the heck we even are next week, but I know we're going to talk to you a lot more as the season goes on. You've been up front quite often. It seems like just about, especially on some of these mile and under racetracks, you've been really strong. But hey, man, before we get you out of here, anybody you want to give a shout out to? All right, brother. Well, we will talk to you again next week, and have yourself a good week and a good weekend, and we'll talk to you then. You too, man. All right, let's find second place. Who was second? Oh, Nick Trader was second. Nick, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there? Well, we just had a little talk there with Landon. I'm sure you couldn't hear it from where you were, but kind of tell us how the race went from your point of view. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it looks like it was the three. It was coming down to the between you, Landon, and David. But then Mitchell Williams stuck a nose in there. He had a good truck in the 54. Got up underneath you with about 30 laps left to go. You had to see him coming at that point. He was on fresh tires. I thought he was really going to put up a challenge, but looked like he got up underneath you to get in the corner. A little contact there, and he spun it around to really keep from making it any worse. But could you see him coming from behind there? You know what? Hang on just a second here. I just realized I did a whole interview with Landon and half this interview with you, and I had you muted, and Ryan's up there yelling at me. I can't hear him, and I'm a moron. So, just gonna give us a brief recap one more time so they can hear what you said.
All right, so the start of the race, I spun the tires on this initial start and slid up and got in the wall a little bit and 1 and 2. And then once Landon got the lead, it was pretty much over with from there on out with the short runs we had. Me and Landon talked and said he kind of agreed that I was better on the long runs that we had. We just couldn't get them with the amount of cautions. And with the Mitchell Williams incident, I was focused ahead. I seen them there kind of coming out of 2 once I looked back, but I was focused on the front on corner entry to 3 and 4. Then all of a sudden, I felt like my truck just bobbled, and I looked back and could see him sideways. So I don't know if where he was on entry and how I was arcing the corner, or if he dove it in there. I'll have to go back and watch the replay on it.
Well, great memory recapping everything we just talked about in a short 20-second period of time. So. But hey, man,
that's my memory span is 20 seconds.
Well, another good run. You picked up a couple wins here in the last couple of races, coming home second tonight. You were 1 point behind David coming into tonight. I'm sure that's going to give you the point lead. We've got about 4 more races I think to go before we get to the chase. How you feeling about the rest of the season?
Just gotta stay consistent. I know David's going to be a hard one to battle with. We'll see how the last few races go. I just got to stay consistent, and he's really good at being consistent right now. So I'm sure once we get in the chase and however they do the points, it's just going to be about wins and consistency to win it.
All right, brother. Well, another great run. Congratulations on another good podium finish. But before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
As usual, everybody up in the booth. Well, you up in the booth, everybody who runs the series, and then my brother, as usual, who does the schemes. But yeah, it's everybody who's watching. Appreciate you guys for showing up, and then everybody who shows up to race as well.
All right, brother. Well, have a good rest of the week, and we'll talk to you again next time.
See you, man.
All right. And apologies to Landon. Landon gave one of the best interviews you're ever going to hear, but unfortunately you didn't hear him. So, but he apologized to Landon on that one. We'll get him next time, but congratulations on his victory. And we're going to get our third place finisher, David Sluter. David, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Yep, I'm here, man.
All right. Well, that was an adventure. I've got some, what's really cool is I've got a new tool that I can actually watch the driver chat going on during the race. So, so it adds a whole nother element for me. But kind of tell us how the evening went for you. It was pretty much down to you, Landon, and Nick for most of the night, top 3 there. Kind of tell us how the race played out for you from your perspective.
Oh, caution fest. But, I mean, honestly, even if you got a green flag around, North Wilkesboro is just a pretty hard track to pass on. So I kind of knew going in it was going to be all about track position at the beginning. So kind of just settle into a spot and, hopefully stuff goes your way.
Well, it doesn't get any easier next week. We go to Lucas Oil IRP. So if North Wilkesboro was tough, IRP isn't going to be any easier. Kind of tell us how you feel about that one next week.
No, I'm excited for it. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I'm not saying I'm expecting to, but better. I'm excited for that track.
Yeah, I've yet to cover a race at IRP. Being around in the as old as I am, I don't try not to bring it up, but I remember in the late 80s and early 90s that ESPN used to have Thursday Night Thunder, and they were always showing midget races and sprint car races from IRP. So I watched a lot of races back in the day, but I think I've yet to cover a racer, so looking forward to it myself as well.
Yeah, no, it should be hopefully a good one.
Well, I think you may have lost the point lead tonight. You were only at 1 point lead over Nick. He finishes right in front of you tonight. So a good battle going back and forth. I think it's going to come down all the way to the chase between the two of you. You got what? We got about 3 more races
Yep,
left to go
yep.
before we get to the chase at Bristol.
Yep. 3 more to go.
All right, brother. We're going to go and let you get out of here. Anybody you want to give a thanks to before we do?
Oh, just thanks to you for, broadcasting this every week. And then thanks to Scotty for sponsoring the series for us. Be awesome.
Excellent, man. Well, you have yourself a good rest tonight. Congratulations on another good run, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Sounds good, man.
All right, take care. All right, that's going to wrap up our top 3 interviews. Let's see if we got anybody else up here that, you know what? I'm going to see if Mitchell's here with us. Mitchell, you got Chris in the booth. Are you there?
Oh, yeah.
I kind of grabbed you. Oh, sorry. Did I wake you up?
I was just texting Nick about what happened.
Well, I'm sorry I grabbed you out of the chat kind of unexpectedly there, but man, you had a really good truck. You charged all the way from the back to the front, basically twice. And kind of tell us about that incident there. I know how I saw it from my perspective, but kind of tell us how you saw it with that incident there with you and Nick there with about 20 or 30 laps left to go.
Well, first I thought Nick came down, but looking at it now, I might have came up, he might have came down trying to arc it, trying to pass Landon, and with fresher tires, I probably just carried maybe too much speed.
Yeah, I was watching for you to charge back up, so I'm guessing you must have taken quite a bit of damage on the left front there when Victor got into you and you were spun around.
Yeah, I had wheel and front end damage. It just, the truck kept pulling on me.
Well, you had a good fast truck. I would expect we're going to see the same thing next week at IRP out of you.
I just ran there last Friday, and it was tough to pass, and I spun from second place, recovered up to 9th, and finished 10th in that league. But I feel like this one has a little bit more competition at times.
Well, man, you had a really good truck out there tonight. I thought I'd just grab you real quick and get a comment from you, but before we let you go, man, anybody you want to give a thanks to?
As always, when having Michael let me drive for him, and a few other guys I like to race with in OGRO that brought me over.
All right, brother. We'll have a good rest of the night. We'll talk to you again next time.
Thank you.
You bet, man. All right, that's going to wrap it up here. Let's take a quick look at our full results before we get out of here. All right, full results here tonight and I got the wrong graphic on there, but that's all right. All right, Linus Lagan comes home with a win. Nick Trader in second. David Suter, Sean Peachin, Brandon Cal ran at the top 5. Mick Modric with a good run in 6th. That's probably good. That's a good run for Brandon, too. I don't know if he's had a top 5 in a while. JD Biddle up to 7th. Paul Boomershine in 8th. Corbett Raker 9th. Quentin Steinbach going to come home in the top 10. And to mention also, so Corbett Raker will bring home the extra $10 bonus for being the top finisher on the webcams tonight. So Corbett 9th, Steinbach 10th. Dean Wedeking there in 11th. So those 3 drivers all on the webcams, all battling out for that $10 bonus. Victor Keith in 12th, Nico Cipollini 13th, Mitchell Williams back to 14th. We just got done talking to Mitchell. Bryce Dickman in 15th, Ian Menace's 16th spot. Back in 17th is Jacob Thornton, Tyler Brewer, and Scotty Larson. That is the top 19. And then we get back a little bit further here. And my 20th is getting cut off the bottom right there. So 20th was actually Daniel Sparks. 21st, Michael Champlin, Joshua Raymond in 22nd, Noah Delano, Michael Sparks, Randy Courier, Rem Wyatt, Josh Gagnon. Josh finished the race by 29 laps down. Sean Daly in 28th, Mason Only in 29th. Then we go back one more pace. You got our last couple of drivers, and it was actually Josh Wise in 30th and Bryce Forsyth in the 31st position. So that is going to wrap it up here for us tonight here at North Wilkesboro with the Western Racing League Viking Construction Truck Series. More action coming your way. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Give us a like. Do whatever you do. Dance up and down. But make sure you don't miss any more action coming your way. We got races just about every single night coming your way here on DRSN except for Sunday. But we're going to go ahead and get ourselves out of here. So from all of us here at DRSN, I want to say thank you so much for choosing to spend your evening with us. I'm Chris Murphy saying keep it smooth, keep it smart, and if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining for the folks at home. We're going to see you next time. Good night.